Ahum to you and yours. Today, I am celebrating my birthday because it's going to be Saturday, but also I didn't want you not to receive a service. So I pre recorded service today, Thursday. Um, I don't know if you can hear the chirping of the birds outside. It is exactly 6:38 in the morning, and I wanted to take this time to give you guys the message that we that I got uh, for for this Saturday, and it included a lot of research. And I want you to understand that there are hidden treasures in each little piece of the message. Okay. Today we're gonna talk about um, our ability to resurrect our bodies. Everybody believes that only Jesus was able to do that, but there is a promise. It's not happening right now. We haven't figured it out yet, but I want you guys to understand a little bit about what all this is about. Now, for some of you, it is going to go above your head, and that's okay. At least you heard the message. It's going to fester in your subconscious until it's going to turn on like a little light bulb, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I understand this. That is the moment that you wrote that you were going to be ready to understand that message. And these are just messages. I get them very randomly. That's why I do service when I feel that I get the message that needs to come out, even though I should be a little more participating in every Saturday. But this Saturday is my birthday, gosh darn it, and I want to give you guys something to work with. The first thing I want you guys to understand, because this is going to bring everything back to what I'm talking about, service. I want you to understand the symbolism of where the good book talks about the trumpet that everybody's going to hear. I need you to understand that while we all talk about, or we want to understand, we want to take the concept that we've been given. Oh, it's going to be the sound of war. Oh, it's going to be a call to assemble. Oh, it's going to be a command to gather. Yes, but is it a war particularly? No, we make war here. So, of course, whoever it was that was getting that message and translated it, of course, it's going to be mistranslated. And I really don't believe that the translation, all translations were done wrongfully. I just think that back then there was a lack of syntax, and not everyone was in a particular level of enlightenment to get all the information. So that hate and that misunderstanding that we have about the past and people changing things that should not have been changed, that needs to move away right now, so that we can move past that block of negativity and negative energy that we continue to push towards the back. When there is when there is when we talk about the significance, when we talk about the significance of the trumpet, he talks about the trumpet as a means of mass communication. So the trumpets are being used to communicate to the masses. Okay? But if you think about it, it's more like if you look at how many trumpets, and let's look, because when you talk about the trumpets, there are 7 trumpets. But when we get messages and warnings, each one of our energy centers gets a warning, doesn't it? And we have 7 chakras. And every chakra gives us a warning about something that we need to work on, doesn't it? So hold on to that one, okay? So hold on to that understanding, right? Because at the heart of the 7 trumpets, there's judgment that comes with it. There's so many different things that come with it. But those are trumpets that sound in here, inside of us. It's like when our hearts and our solar plexus tells us, hey, don't do that. Think about it twice. Don't go to that road. Don't stay where you are standing for a while. That's communication. When we all as one unite in our spiritual sense, we also get a mass download, don't we? Those downloads, those are trumpets, okay? But the fact that we have, maybe I'm wrong, but the fact that we have 7 chakras, we have 7 trumpets, and our chakras do tell us when something is wrong. I think perhaps we have evolved to a place where we can now understand what that call is about, won't we? Right? So there is going to be a mass communication where we all will be told, and we are already understanding as spiritualists, that we need to come together. It doesn't matter what religion. It doesn't matter. The understanding is no more fear. No more fear. We need to get together because we need to move from this reality into a new reality with much higher frequencies, much higher understanding, and leave that other step behind. And that is our call to action. Now, what we have to do is we have to work at how to do it, correct? Okay, but listening to those trumpets will help us. So now let's go. Now that you understand what that is, now I want you to listen to this part of service. So, we shall not all sleep. We shall not all sleep. That, if you deconstruct it, all right, if we just pull that apart and we ask for Spirit to fill us so that we can understand the message embedded, the intention embedded in it. Many of us believe that when we die, we sleep. But many of us, we also understand that it has nothing to do with dying. It has to do with your ability to sleep and your subconscious or your unconscious mind to wake up and connect to the divine. The fact that it says we shall not all sleep means that not everyone gets to connect to the divine in a particular lifetime. That is not what they came here to do. Okay? So understanding that it tells you there's nothing wrong if you're not connected to the divine. Because this is where judgment comes, doesn't it? So we have to understand that what he made, we shall not all sleep. That means we shall not all fall asleep and connect to the divine. Read between the lines, because then the next sentence is, but we shall all be changed. That is transformation. What that means is, it's just like Reiki. I could be giving Reiki to this one person, and this person that's sitting right next to them is going to feel and receive the energy. But this is the thing. They might not have said, yes, I accept. But their higher self does. Their guardian angel does. Because somewhere along the way, the Creator said, why would you not receive? And this is how it happens. There are people that do not connect to the divine. That's why the rest of us are here, so that we can connect and we can help those that don't, because they came here exactly for that purpose. Are we willing to help them? Or are we willing to judge them and set them apart and not take them where they need to be? However, understand that because they are there next to you, even though they do not connect to the divine, you are still using their energy in the oneness. So there's people running around as little energy batteries to help us with our purpose. If you don't get that, stop and go back to the beginning. Okay? Now, we shall not all sleep. We understand that. Now we got, but we shall all be changed. We got that. All be changed, whether you're a little walking battery or not. All be changed in a moment. That quickly, in the twinkling of an eye. An eye. One eye. One eye. Your third eye. Okay? As at the last trumpet, it means even those that don't connect to the divine, they will through us. And they will transform like us. Because all of a sudden, their third eye is going to listen to that trumpet. And it's going to what? Wake them up and talk to them like us in the masses. How beautiful is that? How perfect is that? But again, we understand now what the trumpet is, right? It is a call to action. A call to action to what? Grab everyone. Bring them. Take them with you. Now, we're not going anywhere. Physically, we're not going anywhere. This is all so far out there, so out and away from materialism. That even you, and sometimes even me, kind of have a hard time going, well, where are we going? We're not going physically anywhere. All this is being done inside of us, because the trumpet is not up there. When we connect to the heavens, we connect to the divine, that trumpet hits. We feel it. We get the message. And that's our call to action. And every one of us will get, will transform, will be and go through that transformation. Now, the next part says, for the trumpet will sound. We all know now what the trumpet is, right? That mass calling, which is already happening, where all religions come together, where all faiths come together, where we stop pointing the finger, we start seeing truth, we start healing together. And then it says, and the dead will be raised imperishable. What? I'm going to see people come out of their cemeteries? Zombies. No, it doesn't mean that at all. Doesn't mean that at all. The resurrection of the body, we believe that Jesus resurrected with his body intact and went to a different dimension. In his case, he went back to heaven in full body, although God is not considered to have a body. However, we do understand that God made us in his image. We have a body. Jesus had a body. Could it be? Jesus did what we were not able to do. We have not been able to do. Or have we not? We come here in this pilgrimage as a spiritual body, a spiritual being. Whatever station you have on the universe, we still come here to this pilgrimage because it's the pilgrimage that we know, that we understand, that we've been taught, that we have been conditioned to believe, not believe, question, which is beautiful in all of its components. Why is it that we understand and the dead will be raised imperishable and we shall be changed? What does that particularly mean? Well, we can take it in many different ways. If you're dead inside, right, in your heart, because that trumpet, because you see this mass amount of people listening and reacting and doing what we were really here for and trying to practice and finally got it right, then you will be raised. Where? In your level of consciousness, in your level of enlightenment. It is the same thing for all of us. Because the dead will be raised. People that we believed were dead, which they have never been dead because we don't die, will be right next to us. Imperishable. And we shall be changed. That means we are going to realize, oh my frickin' God, this is what this was all about. And we will change. How will we change? We're going to accept the truth. We're going to be fed the truth. We're going to be witnesses. And we're going to change the way that we communicate, the way that we love, the way that we have been living and dying. We are going to change our perception. We are going to change everything about us as living in the body and living outside the body. Again, you got to understand, we do not die. Yes, Jesus's body was gone and he went to the heavens because this is what we understand at this point. But what is the message there? The message is, guys, we don't die. This beautiful prophet had to come here and show us physically because we did not believe. Right? And there is going to be that trumpet. Right? Now, if we move past that, it says the transformation of the body you have now into the body you will have will be instantaneous. What moves faster than anything outside of time and place? Correct. So it's like all of a sudden our third eye is going to open. It's going to say, here we are. We're in a different world, but a different world in consciousness, in body and soul, because we take our bodies with us. And some will stay with bodies and some will not, because we will all live on earth as it is in heaven. So what is it that gives us so much wonderful energy? Is that all believers will receive this gift at the same time. Okay, but here's this little guy who's just a battery. How do we know that he is not a believer? We don't. But once that trumpet sounds, that person's going to hear it. That person's going to open up, and their third eye is going to go, hello. Long time no see, Harold. We're here. That becomes a believer. Because at that point, if you do not believe, and it's impossible not to, because it just says all will receive this gift at the same time. And it's wonderful because it says the new earth will be better than the earth we have now. Wait. The new earth will be better than the earth we have now. It's still earth, but in a different energy, in a different frequency, in a different vibration. And it says the resurrection body will be better than the body you have now. What happens when we resurrect? Because we don't die, but we're resurrecting what body? What body? What do we shed? And we resurrect as what? And it says, and you will have forever infinity to savor the pleasures that God has in store for you. We came, we saw, we tried, we changed, we believe, we conquered. Now we understand. Thank you so much for joining me today and for indulging me in Saturday service. I hope that this opens up many, many beautiful and wonderful opportunities for you to see how extraordinary we are and how wonderful we are. And because We are wonderful. It is a true testament of what our Creator and why our Creator has done what He has done with us. And understand that you are loved. You have always been loved. You have never been alone as you have ever felt. That is your truth. That you have never been alone. You have just not raised your head high enough to receive. Have a beautiful day. I hope that today brings you joy and happiness, and stay safe. Stay safe. You are loved. Bye-bye.